the show. Nathan and Ashley, here we go. We'll talk about life, the highs and lows, mental health, parenting, all we'll expose. Oh, come to the Unthreaded podcast, where the chords are unscripted and conversations fast. Join us as we delve into life's complexity, unraveling the threads, finding inner peace.
Welcome to episode 3 of the Unthreaded pod.
3.
I know. Kind of moving on from last week, how we finished off. Otis is 1 now.
Otis is 1 now. Happy birthday, Otis.
And he's shown us in true style of not sleeping, not allowing us any time. So this is slightly late.
Yeah. But his lovely grandparents have got him for the night. So we have adult time where we can sit down with a drink and focus.
And the plan is to get ahead with these over the next couple of weeks. So we'll be releasing them maybe a week after we've recorded them, so we can get ahead and not kind of be recording them the night before. As we are doing.
But we did it. So episode 3.
We did. The birthday was good.
It was great.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Okay. Burnt out, I would say, after last weekend. Work's been good this week. I feel like I've accomplished quite a lot, and I'm sure other teachers will be able to relate to this one. I don't feel behind. I feel like good. I've managed to catch up with everything, which has been good. Just gonna kind of planning different bits now for the future. But yeah, so it's been productive. Like, I feel on task.
Good.
I've obviously got certain things to do, but yeah, I feel like I'm on task and on target.
Nice.
How are you feeling?
Burnt out?
Burnt out.
Yeah. You'll know, and my family and friends will know, I've been really run down, quite poorly. My voice has only just come back, which he was celebrating that it was gone, but now it's back. But we're okay. As a family, we're okay, and that's all that matters, really.
Yeah, the house was no quieter. Even if you did lose your voice, you still tried.
I still tried. I still got to entertain Otis and you and the dog.
Yeah.
It was fun, anyway.
But
yeah, definitely burnt out. I did a lot in the run-up to his birthday, and I've been mentally draining myself and just keeping pushing until my tank was completely empty. Guys, please listen to your body, and before it makes you listen. My sister has a saying, listen to the whispers before you hear it shout. And it's so right, because everything that could have affected me has affected me. And I'm really tired, and I'm so grateful for a night off tonight where it's not Otis that's drained me. I just want a full night's sleep. You're at work tomorrow, which is great for me because that means I can really rest and I don't have to get up. Yeah. So, yeah, coming out the other side now, and I know I'm being looked after, and it can only get better, can't it? So it's not bad.
Yeah. Your body definitely told you to stop.
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of been a big hit for you, really. I'd say it's been a realisation for you.
Do you know what? It has, and I think it's been a long time coming, that I know I've needed to change things up a bit, and this is basically, you've got to do it now or never.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any younger, and Otis is getting really good at his sleeping now at night, and you're looking after me. You're obviously into your health and your nutrition and your wellness as well, so that's been quite nice that you can understand and adapt to it and help me. And blimmin' heck, all them vitamins that you're piling in me now, I'm grateful, but it's not something I'd have ever looked into, before you.
Yeah.
So I think that's been a big boost, a big help.
Well, I wouldn't say I've always done it. I've kind of, it was the back end of last year, weren't it, really? Last year, I've told a lot of people this, I put on weight last year, but last year was survival for me. It was literally just surviving that first year.
It's hard.
Yeah, I was literally just surviving that first year, and then maybe like September, October time, it was about 6 months old, and I'd settled into parenting, and I wouldn't say I was like doing as well as what I'm doing now with parenting, but I was getting there at that point.
It's a massive change. No one's born and knows when it happens. Right, I got to do this. You pick it up as you go along. We know that's hard. You've smashed it.
Yeah.
For someone who doesn't like change, I think you've done really well.
Yeah, and then I started to look after my health, didn't I?
Big time.
And then, started to look after my health again. I've been through health kicks in the past, but this is more of a prolonged one now. I've not done it.
You said, though, you're looking after your health so you can then look after us, which I thought was really sweet, and it stuck with me.
Yeah.
And it is a massive difference. If you're good and healthy, you are helping us. So well done, thank you for that.
That's what, I know I spoke about Dad's Matters last week, that's what they did.
Yeah.
You look after yourself, get yourself in a position where you're looking after your mental health, because that'll be able to mean that you can look after mum and baby.
Can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant.
So started back into a health kick, but not as like drastic as in the past, where it's just been like, gonna health kick, get to where I need to be, and then I'm never gonna do it again. I've kind of, in a way, I've put this one in and like periodically layered stuff to the point where now I can sustain it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can live the way you're doing it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been good. It's been nice to watch, and it's been nice to see you change. And obviously your business, your workplace have noticed as well the differences, and that's really nice. I've noticed massively. You've kind of come alive again, and it's been nice to see.
Yeah, but it's not been one of those where it's kind of like, because January was where I started looking at losing weight rather than just looking after my health. So January came along.
Everyone starts in January, don't they?
Well, that was it, but I didn't hit it like, because I got personal training qualifications, I do it as a job teaching it, and I didn't want to do it as in like, I've signed up for the gym, I'm going to hit the gym that way, because I knew we were going to be busy and I didn't want to lose that time, because that'd be the first thing to go. So I started to introduce just like diet changes and changes when it comes to the ice bath and just looking after my health. I mean, I've lost nearly 13 kilograms and I've not stepped foot in a gym other than the fact that I've been working in them.
Yeah.
Other than when I work in them. So
that's a lot.
Yeah. But
you do your stretches as well,
but it's all been done at home.
Yeah. All doable, sustainable, like you say. So it's really inspiring.
Yoga at home, breath work at home.
Maybe you can help other people.
Yeah.
If anyone wants any tips, do let us know.
Well, that hopefully I can talk about at the end of this.
Okay.
Just to gather some feedback in terms of what I've got planned.
Okay.
I spoke to you about it briefly, but I'll let everyone else know, and it can be a first for you as well.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, one thing I would like to talk about, because we talked about burnout and this whole health thing, and I'll talk about social burnout a little bit later on, but what's your plan to get out of it?
My plan is eat clean and healthy, rest when I can, because I don't stop, take my vitamins, because I don't, and now I have started. I'm not going to stop that. I need to change my mindset. I've got obviously a bookcase full of self-help books upstairs. I need to start taking my own advice. I think the change in the weather helps me as well to get out. Obviously, have a bike that we can get Otis on the back of. I can do that as an exercise. It's doable. Walking Daisy in the lighter evenings, doable. I have changed my job. That'll be nice to come home at a normal time and, spend the evenings with you guys. I've just got to change it slowly, but I've got to change it.
To make it sustainable, isn't it?
Yes.
Because
I don't want to overload myself, because I'll just be thinking, what have I forgot to do or take or eat? But I've got to do it and make it work for us.
Yeah. You've done it in the past where you've tried to make big drastic changes and then they don't stick around.
No.
But then this
time... That's an ADHD thing. We start something, we don't finish it.
Yeah. This time your body's told you though, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah, you've got to do it.
Yeah, you were just in
Yeah.
bed. Like, that's all you could do. You were
Yeah.
just in bed. And that was it. You're just running to the ground.
Yeah.
And each doctor you've seen have all said the same thing. Just stop.
Yeah.
Stop putting so much stress on yourself. That was it.
Take rests, drink water, clean eat. Listen to your body. You've got to listen to your body.
Mm.
And I don't. I just keep thinking, oh, it's motherhood and you've got to push through it and I've got to be okay for Nathan and the dog and Otis. I've got to keep up with Otis. I want to play with Otis. I want to see him. And even if you spend that 15 minutes on the couch having a cup of tea and having a minute, Otis is fine playing with his toys. Daisy's happy having a cuddle with me. You know, you're happy that I'm calm and having a minute. So you have to see it from a different perspective, that even having a rest is okay as well. You're still present. So yeah, I have had a big wake-up call and I'm going to change some things. And hopefully in a couple of months' time, when we look back on these podcasts and these recordings, we'll see a difference in my personality or my appearance or, you know, my energy. Hopefully it will have changed.
Yeah. And I've now, because of where you got to, I've jumped in and helped you more, Anna, because I've always cooked for us and all that side of it, but then the rest of it is like, I've never tried to control you that way when it comes to like cake and biscuits and like not doing certain things. So yeah, but I've never been like, you can't have that. It's bad for you now. Whereas now it's kind of like, maybe you need to think about it.
Yeah, just curve it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to introduce 100% dark chocolate to you today.
Oh my goodness, it's awful.
You didn't like that?
It's awful. I don't recommend it. 70% green and blacks, I could possibly do it a push. But that what you gave me today is not chocolate.
It's only chocolate.
No, it isn't.
It's only chocolate.
Awful.
That's literally it. 100% dark chocolate, one ingredient.
100% dairy milk me.
Yeah, it's good. I liked it, but I like strong flavours.
Yeah, and I don't.
So
I'm very sweet, and I think that's where I found dieting hard. But I also am really enjoying fruit instead of sugar, and 2 cookies instead of a packet. You know, yes, I can eat a packet of cookies. I do not share cookies, particularly Maryland cookies. Maryland, if you're out there and you want to send any my way. I will curve my sugar intake because I know the crash it's giving me big time. And I am enjoying having fruit as a sugar, a glucose and a boost instead. And veg. I like veg too.
Yeah.
And peanut butter. I like peanut butter.
It's getting the old other things in there, isn't it? Because it was sugar on sugar and sugar on sugar.
I was just
even
trying
if it was
to
fruit.
fuel, wasn't I? That's what I was doing. I was eating quick to fuel, to keep going, when really it was just burn. And this is where I am.
Mm.
So happy for you to guide me now, my guru.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll just force it down you. Such it. Tried to force one of my super green drinks, don't know.
Oh my goodness.
I just have there for when
You
I need.
have really bullied me this week.
Yeah.
You gave me a pint of green juice that was Super Green's vitamin drink thing.
It's just got vitamins and minerals in, yeah.
But I drank most of it. I did. And then you gave me a piece of 100% chocolate. Gross. It comes in 3s, so I'm pretty scared of what we're having for tea tonight. Don't tell me.
Bao buns.
Oh, okay, I'll take bao buns. I'll take bao buns.
Yeah, we're having bao and then I'm going to make some vegetable rice. So healthy-ish.
Healthy, yeah.
The actual bun.
I love rice.
Yeah, steamed bread. So.
Do you know what makes me sad? Obviously, if you can use chopsticks, that's a major talent. But when I want to use chopsticks with rice, I'm realising I can't get as much on that chopstick as I want to. Because I want all the rice in my face.
Yeah, but that's why you make sticky rice.
Yeah.
You just add a tiny bit too much water in and make sticky rice.
I've got a question for you.
What's up?
Not what's up, nothing's up. How have you been with the social overwhelm? Because it has been a very busy week, I'd say.
That's my biggest, is it a problem? Yeah, let's call it a problem. It can become a problem, like the social overwhelm, where I have to control it. Like if I'm working a lot, or if I'm in the office a lot, or if I'm teaching in gyms or hotels a lot, it can be that I get burnt out, and it's social burnout from just talking.
Yeah.
That's it. Or just being around people, communicating with people in an environment that's not controlled. So like a classroom, for example.
Where people can
a classroom is a classroom's controlled. You control everything. I don't really find that too much of a challenge in terms of my brain, but it's clearly how my brain has conversations. And if we're one-to-one, that's absolutely fine. And if we went out, for example, like Sunday for his birthday, I had a little bit of a party, and a lot of my conversations were one-to-one, really, because I can't engage with those group conversations. And if it becomes a group conversation, that's when I struggle.
Yeah, it's too much to take him.
Yeah, I had it in the past, haven't we, where you're on a table. That's the worst thing for me. If you're on a table, that's the worst thing. You'll have conversations going on and me, and I'll just be staring around the table and I can't join in. Because I don't know when to join in with the conversation. I don't want to feel like I'm rude. Like on this, if you start talking, I'll just stop. And then there's sometimes if you carry on, I'll just stop. Because I don't want to talk over people. Which is a good podcast tip, because at least we're not overlapping when it comes to our voices. Makes it easier to edit. Yeah. But it's one of those where that can just be overwhelming, because I've tried to process so much. So I finished on Monday, so started Monday, and it was all right. I wouldn't say I was massively tired, but I was overstimulated. But I'd left my calendar free on a Monday of meetings, so I could just do my other stuff. And I was still pretty productive. I still managed to get quite a lot done on the Monday, but just left meetings out of it.
With my brain, I know that I'm similar to you when you say about social situations, you don't know when to join in. I get that. I not necessarily don't care, but I can interrupt or jump into conversations, so I get that. Does your brain feel like there is too much going on, and it's kind of, even if the noise stops, it's still going on up here? Because it does for me. It gets very noisy and busy in my head, and it takes a while for that to quieten down.
It's understanding if where the conversation's gone. Like, and if someone else speaks, it's now trying to process that and link it back to what was just said by someone else.
Yeah, I get that.
So if it's me and one person, I'm fine, because their answer stitches onto mine. But when it's multiple voices and sometimes multiple conversations and you're trying to listen to it, it becomes very difficult to kind of process what's going on and how it linked into it. Because you've got two people's brains to compete with. But if you've got 5 people's brains, you've got 5 people's body languages, 5 people's way of speaking,
opinions.
So and everyone speaks slightly different, uses language slightly different, and it becomes very difficult. Yeah. So with group conversations, if we're in groups, I'll just sit there in silence until someone speaks to me. It tends to be that person being like, why is he just not sat there on his own?
Was it when I was either pregnant or when I just had Otis, and we was around our friends and we was talking about babies and milk and stuff like that, and you started talking about cow milk and cows feeding milk. Do you remember that? And I was like, what? You were talking about milk? And I was like,
I didn't tell you, did I, until afterwards? Because we're really trying. We were trying, and you'd said, oh, I need to speak more around my friends, because, like, we speak, like, all the time. Yeah. But then when I was with your friends, it was always really quiet. It didn't matter who it was. There were certain people who I was starting to, like, venture because I'd learnt conversations with them and learnt them. Yeah. But then we were around at one of your friends, and you were talking about breastfeeding, and I can't remember the exact fact, but I'd learnt it was about cows. I'm sure it was how much milk a cow makes. One of my students milked cows, didn't he? And it was
that was it. Yeah.
So one of my students who was going for like a career change milked cows, and it was that. And I'd learnt some cow facts, because I'm all about facts. Please do follow read your randomest fact in the comments or something. Yeah, please give us a random
fact. Anything, animal related or any fact.
Yeah, animal related is good, but yeah, anything. And I was like, oh, I can get in. I can do this. I know this cow fact, and it's linked with breastfeeding, but obviously it's cows and then breastfeeding. So I was like, I waited for a slight gap, and then I started talking about cows, and within 10 seconds, Ash spoke straight over me.
Shut him down.
Cut me off, and then I stopped speaking. And I got in the car and said, "You've been telling me to speak around your friends." I started my first conversation today, worked really hard, sat there for 10 minutes, listening to you talk about breast milk, and then I jumped in when there was a little moment of silence and I felt like it was the right time, and then you cut me off.
I was like, I am so sorry. I just didn't know what to do. I was like, cow's milk though? Anyway, I'll never forget that.
You just thought I was being odd with one of my random facts, but...
We're here to tell a tale.
And then I had to tell you it in the car because you was like, "Oh, what was the fact then?"
Loved it.
I can't remember what it was.
We'll get back to it.
I'm sure it was something like that cows produce 25 litres of milk a day. Each cow. Like a dairy cow.
No.
Whatever, can't remember. It's been 3 years since then.
Yeah.
2 years. Yeah. So there was that. I think you'd have been pregnant at the time. So, yeah, you're looking at
Rough time.
maybe 2 years ago.
Not talk about that. So, you've brought some new clothing out.
Yeah. Yeah, so I brought some new clothing out to go alongside our new mascot.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah, so I've been playing around with designs and I'd released a design for Earth Day
Yeah.
because there's like a trending design theme at the moment of just putting eyes, a nose and a mouth on something, cartoony, and it looking really good. I put Cuphead on a lot, don't I, for Otis?
Yeah, I like
and I know
Cuphead.
it's not like, it's not really childish in a way.
Yeah, it's not
more
like
of
Teletubbies, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
Cuphead's great.
But Cuphead's great because I played Cuphead the game. It's got one of the best music soundtracks in terms of like this really happy, jazzy soundtrack type thing, but it's the hardest game, one of the hardest games I've ever played. So watching Cuphead means I don't go through the stressful process of playing it because they are worst bosses. It's like Mario on steroids. Yeah, it's mental, or like a Sonic, it's platformy type game. But yeah, so it's that cartoony style. So I made a cartoon. So he's got no eyes, he's got nose and a mouth, no nose and a mouth, but he does have arms and legs and a cap.
Yeah. Slow cartoon.
Yeah, I've used the logo until I can think of a companion, because I would like a companion to go with them, so I can split them up on the t-shirts or have them together.
Okay.
So I'm not really sure, but go and say that the cartoons are male with the names that have come through. All of the name suggestions were male, so we've gone with Otto.
Otto wins.
Yeah, this is the announcement. It was on social media this morning, but Otto wins.
Yes.
So we've got Otto, the OTI5 mascot.
Yes.
Who will be featuring, not on all the clothes,
No.
but will be featuring her on some of them. So I've tried around with some redesigns. So there's 4 new t-shirts been released.
Yeah, and they're really cool. I like them. Living my best life.
Yeah.
It's a really funky t-shirt. I love it.
Yeah, so that's been released in 2 male t-shirts, black and white, and female t-shirt, which is kind of like just a standard female t-shirt. And then there's also a redesign of the Let's Talk top.
Yeah. And if you do like them in a kid's size, we can do it in a kid's size, but you do need to message us and let us know.
Yeah, if you want something, fire something
It's
across.
cool.
If you like a design and you like a certain piece of clothing, yeah, we're not going to be able to do this forever, but at the moment we are a small community. Please just fire a message across and I'll get it created and on the website.
Yeah, just get OTI5 out there, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing like limited edition runs of tops as well. I think just to keep it going really with new designs constantly coming out, but not clogging up the website. I'm going to remove some of the plainer, older stuff and start doing a little bit of this new design theme that I'm trying to work with at the moment because I've enjoyed doing it.
What were you going to announce? Because I'm waiting.
I'll leave that to the end. I don't know how far we've got in terms of this one, but I'll leave that until the end. We'll talk about books first. Okay.
I'm still on this book will change your mind about mental health. I'm getting really into it though, because I'm finding the time now, once we've brought Otis to bed, I'm finding the time to read for myself. And currently, there's a passage which I want everyone's opinion on, if you can give it. He quotes Dr. Lucy Johnstone, who says, if you removed the diagnosis of a mental health illness, would you remove mental health stigma? Which I think is a really cool question. So what she's trying to say is the spectrum is now that wide and broad that if you removed the label, would you eventually remove the stigma around it? So the world can also then learn to cope with it and understand others. What do you think?
So if you remove the diagnosis of mental health, do you remove the stigma?
So ADHD diagnosis, autism diagnosis, schizophrenia diagnosis, because obviously some people are getting diagnosed with ADHD, then they'll get diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, depression. There's 3 labels under one person, for instance. If you remove them labels and the person was still treated for whatever, do you think that mental health stigma will be reduced as well?
No. What are you just having one big broad category of mental health there?
Yeah.
But then I get treated the exact same way as you get treated.
Right.
So
I've just read it.
you've got ADHD, I'm trying to go through an assessment for autism. But if I went down the whole route of like treating myself and thinking that I've got ADHD or something because autism don't exist, or I've just got mental health, like an issue with my mental health or neurodiversity or whatever, as a it's great that it's on a spectrum, but
Yeah, it's like an
my
umbrella
symptoms are
term.
different. My symptoms are different to you.
I said this.
Having a category and putting me in a box, but yeah, well, putting me in a box has allowed me to figure out coping mechanisms for me.
I said this. I understand that, but also reducing the mental health stigma, taking a label away would take away a stigma.
But taking a label away would also remove all the education elements.
And would also remove your identity, because you can link your identity to it and you can start to understand yourself, can't you? I just thought it was an interesting paragraph to read. I thought it was really strong. I have posted it on the Instagram because I want to know what people think about that. I put it in a few of my WhatsApp groups because I want to know what people genuinely think against what she's saying. So.
One thing for me is like, you've got a medical professional who's diagnosing you, and it tends to be just that one with this neurodiversity, it tends to be one medical professional that is giving that final opinion and putting you in a category. That doesn't mean that you need to only go off what's in that category.
But some people do.
Yeah, some people do, but I've not been diagnosed with autism yet. And when I went through the whole Dad's Matters things, they said the best thing you could do is treat it as if you've got it.
Yeah.
But if I go through this autism assessment and they say, I think you've got ADHD, that's a medical professional's opinion that I've got ADHD. Yeah, and I could believe all of that, or I could stay open-minded and be like, no, I probably tick a few boxes out of the autism one. I'm going to use those strategies instead.
Yeah. Whatever helps you cope.
But it gives you an awareness that you will struggle with certain things. For me, it was identifying those things became easier.
Yeah.
Because it was less. And when I went and did those few autism tests, it was like, actually, never really thought of that.
Yeah.
Do normal people find that really easy? Because I quite struggle with that.
Yeah.
And it's that side.
And again, it's creating that awareness of your own identity, isn't it? That you can relate to something. I get it. I agree. I thought it was a really interesting topic written in a book that you think, wow, that's strong. It's a strong point, isn't it?
Yeah.
To say.
I think there'd be a lot of issues that come from it though.
Yeah.
Work adjustments would be big issues because you'd be just treated like everyone else. Yeah, education within those qualifications or whatever. And I've got my additional learning needs qualification to work with people who have got learning needs.
Yeah.
And if that was all under one blanket term, it's treating everyone the same, aren't you? Whereas that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to remove a stigma. And I think the easiest way of removing a stigma is to educate.
Yes. Educate. Definitely.
And to educate, you need to identify the differences.
I agree.
That's me.
What are you reading?
So on the last one, so 2 weeks ago, I was reading the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and I got about 100 pages in and I put book down. Didn't enjoy it. Didn't enjoy it at all. Maybe it was wrong time to pick it up, but didn't feel like there was anything new. I felt like it is an old book, and the edition that I've got isn't the newest edition. Maybe the way it was written. It was an old style habits book. I don't know exactly what decade it came
might
out
not
with,
have been for you.
but it didn't really feed anything new.
No.
It didn't feed it in a way that I wanted to absorb it. So I've gone for a little bit of a switch. I'm reading Ultra Processed People. So Chris...
It's the book with the loaf of bread on the front.
Yeah. The paperback released yesterday.
Yeah.
I'd pre-ordered the paperback. I do have a few hardbacks, but I do like a paperback. Just a little bit easier to read all the time, and with it being in bed and stuff. So that came on the day of release. Been waiting for it. So I'm working my way through that. I'm probably 70, 80 pages in, and it's really good. I didn't expect it to be as good.
Really?
It's talking about him and his family and going through this whole ultra processed diet, like he used himself as an experiment. And I can really relate to that because I use myself as an experiment.
Yeah.
So that's quite good. So I'll keep you updated on that one. Link will be down below. And I'm sure, because it was release day yesterday, it went on sale just before the release, and I'm sure other people will be able to get it for the discounted price.
Yeah.
It's like £5.50, which for a paperback nowadays is ridiculously good. You're looking at £10, £12 now.
Should we tell them about the gift you bought me today?
Can talk about the gift that I bought you today.
But...
You go for it.
Okay, so he went to Sainsbury's and I was at home letting notice nap, and he come in, he said, I've got you a gift. I was like, oh cool, what is it? Threw a book at me, which really hard, like whacked me in the face. No, he chucked a book and he said, this one, get your shit together.
First swear word on the podcast. That's alright.
Sorry. Just bleep me out. And it's about basically people who start things and don't finish them, me. And now's the time to start and get your act together, basically, isn't it? So it's perfect book for the perfect time. So I'm going to whiz my way through the end of this book. So I need to finish the book before I start another one. And then I promise you I will start it. And we'll go with that and see how that is.
Yeah. I just wandered up. It's a must, especially if I'm on my own, and you probably get sick of it, but I would consider it a grounding technique. Honestly, I would consider it a grounding technique. Books are always one of the first things that you can go to in a supermarket. I walk up the book aisle, have a look at all my books, yeah, and while I'm there, I take a big breath, I ground myself, and I take in all the books and all the covers, and then one popped in my face, and I was like, if Ash needs to be told anything, it's this. So I'm buying it. And I just put that in my little basket.
Well,
and
thank
then
you.
Carried on. Well, at that point, I started my shop.
I appreciated it. It was nice for you to think of me while you was at Sainsbury's.
Yeah. It's like,
brilliant.
Ash needs to be told it, but if it comes out of my mouth, I'd probably get shouted at.
Nah, yeah.
So I did it in book 4.
Oh, it was nice. It was kind. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I will finish my book, hopefully by the end of Bank Holiday weekend, and I'll start this book, and I will start next week afresh. Go back to work and carry on my vitamins, and hopefully a positive mindset every day, and all the little things that you're creating on LTI5 as well. I'm going to use them myself, and not just, we need to practice what we preach, and I know you do, but I need to as well.
Yeah. So that comes on to the final bit of this podcast then, which is next steps for OTI5. Potentially. Depends if it gets the interest, really. Obviously, it was in one of the last books I'd read, actually, just about testing if it would be suitable. So this is that testing if it would be suitable before I say yes or no. But you've mentioned it because of me helping you quite a lot with your mindset and your health. I've had a lot of students mention it, various different people, in terms of just how I communicate, and then just in terms of how I've turned my life around, really, from being like very much what I'd consider rock bottom to being where we are now, but offering like lifestyle coaching or lifestyle improvement coaching. And that can come in with my background, a variety of different forms, I would say. So if you have a listen and you feel like any of this suits you, there's going to be a few things. Please comment below wherever.
Just let us know.
Yeah, please comment below wherever. But over the weekend, like I said, I'm working tomorrow, but over the weekend, I'm planning on getting like an email list set up. Nothing that'll like harass you or anything, but it'll just let me know who's interested.
Yeah.
And then if it's something that would be useful for both, I can get it up and going, and I can start like having a look at insurance and getting that sort of stuff done. But it'll come in a variety of different forms, because qualified personal trainer, qualified as a sports therapist, doing a business masters, I've got mental health training, worked with additional learning needs. So in terms of that, it can come in a variety of different forms. It could be how to adjust to new work. I'm sure we're going to have to discuss that in terms of how you'll adjust to new work. It could be fitness and lifestyle. It could be mindset coaching. It could be accountability coaching. Because I mean, I do like to think I keep myself very accountable. Part of this, but when it comes to the routine. But we can start to discuss things like injury rehabilitation or adjusting to certain problems. So it can come in a variety of different forms, which is why I blanket it as like lifestyle improvement coaching.
I think a good thing for you would, I know you've done it for a couple of our friends, is if you map out meal and diet ideas for people who particularly have busy families and work, they find it hard to diet and eat healthily, and they call them like quick meals, and you need to eat enough to be full for the day and all that. And I think offering something like that kind of support as well would gain interest. So just let us know if that's something that you think, do you know what? I don't feel comfortable in myself. I want to fit into this dress for that suit, or them trousers, you know, for this certain time. That's something that I want to work on personally. It's one of our best friends' weddings at December time this year, and I want to feel confident and happy in myself. So I'm going to say to you, right, this is what I want to aim for. That's the dress I want to fit into. Let's, you know, plan me a diet around that. I don't want to start a new job where I'm sat at a desk and eating snacks and drinking lots of caffeine. And, you know, I know the basic steps, but I think other people will benefit from that as well. Yeah.
So the cooking element could be a big part of that, isn't it? It's cooking. So
which you're very creative and good at.
Teach you online how to, the different ways of cooking and just how they impact it, like the best way to cook vegetables, for example, to keeping all the nutrients. This is all stuff that I've learned in the past. I mean, I'm reading a book on nutrition, and I'd invest in health, mindset, everything like that. So I'm willing to help in any sort of direction. I'll have that conversation just so I come back to you. The other thing that I want to add to it as well, with the platform that I plan on using for this, if it goes ahead, the platform will allow me to do group stuff as well. So not just online one-to-ones. It will allow me to do group stuff as well, which will give me a direct platform to do things like group meditations, group breath work, could do online group exercise. In terms of that one, we could just do bits of stuff as I'm doing it. Yeah, that sort of thing, and setting up cameras. So we could do that. I also plan on doing stuff in person if there's a demand for it. So doing in-person meditations, in-person breath work, in-person cold plunges,
walks.
So that this is now is expanding to that, which I know we've played upon.
What do you call it? The wellness journal thing as well that you've put out.
Yeah, so I've got the wellness on Etsy. Yeah, so on Instagram, if you go to Instagram, all our links will be at the top. I've created a link tree, so click on that one. But on Etsy, it's the first one. And there is a plan to do more of those.
Of what?
Of journals.
Explain.
So in terms of that one, it is a breakdown of a simplified morning routine and why you should be doing a morning routine. So it's like £2.50.
It's worth a morning
routine.
Penny.
But the plan is to create more. So having like a journal, having like a check-in list and have different varieties, having like an exercise plan template that you can fill in, and then those will be given free if you like with those packages. So offering certain packages for these lifestyle things, whatever suits you, you'll get access to those. Or there's the option to buy them straight away, do it all yourself via Etsy. But those aren't created, but give me time. They will be only if there's a demand, because obviously I don't want to I don't want to spend a lot of time doing this. And it doesn't need to be a huge demand. I've got a full-time job. So if 50 people came out now and said, yes, I would like lifestyle coaching, we might end up having a wait list for now and to see where we're at. So it could be like a few people a week or something, but I feel
Let's
like
put it
now
out there, see what they say,
back.
see what you guys think and what you need from us, and we could put it on an email, we can have it in the comments. Let's see what interest you gain.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so with that one, what you'd like to get from it. If you were to pay for a lifestyle coach or something like that, what would you expect from it?
Yeah.
Can I create a package that would be suitable for everyone?
Yeah.
So,
brilliant. Well, good luck with that. I didn't know about that. It's exciting.
Yeah, I had the plan. But
You can also get the cup from OTI5 website.
Yeah, you've been so run down that I've just planned it on my own to not cause extra stress for you.
I know. I appreciate that.
Which is how OTI5 started. So I'm doing it again. But yeah, something I'm interested in. So hopefully I can help a few people like I've helped myself.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect, but I've come through a lot of difficult times, and I think that can help with the relatability.
The experiences behind you.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well,
So
brilliant. Thank you.
did we say this was episode 3?
Yeah.
This is episode 4, isn't it?
Don't know.
We lost count already.
It's episode 4.
This is episode 4, I think.
It's been a week,
Yeah.
hasn't it?
Yep, there we are. So I'll have to put 4 off to edit at the beginning. But that's it. So we'll see you in a couple of weeks on Friday, hopefully.
Yeah.
So we'll see
I promise
where we're
I'll
at.
be better and we'll do it for Friday.
But yeah, please comment below if you feel like it would be interested. Send us, if you don't want it out there and you don't want to comment on YouTube saying, oh, yeah, I'm really struggling, I would like lifestyle coaching, send us a DM on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will pick them up.
Yeah. Also, don't forget to send us your funky facts.
Yeah.
I love a good fact. Have you got a fact?
So my fact from the last week, I have just taught skeletal system.
Oh my goodness.
So the fact for me for this week is that a human has 7 vertebrae in their neck. Yeah? But so does a giraffe.
Do you know I know this?
Because I tell you when we go to the museum in London.
No, it wasn't. I learned it at Blackpool Zoo last week.
Oh yeah, that's where I originally learnt it.
Yeah.
Blackpool Zoo, but you can see it. Anyone who's in London, what is it? The Science Museum. What's the museum that's got the big whale as you go in?
Natural history.
Natural History. On the left, there's the skeleton of a giraffe. You can see the 7 vertebrae.
Yes. Oh, brilliant. So giraffes and humans have 7 vertebrae in the neck.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
There we go. What's your interesting fact?
Ooh. Can we come back to me?
Yeah.
I don't know them yet. I don't do on the spot.
That's the first thing you're going to do on the next episode.
Okay. I'll come back with a fact, I promise.
Yeah. See you all in a couple of weeks.
Yes. Thank you.